You can get put into a video game, and if you think I'm lying, it's actually a little more common than you might think. So if you've ever dreamt about being in a video game yourself, be sure you keep watching, because fans that made it into the games are what we're exploring today. Let's do it. By the way, let me know in the comments what video game you would like to be in. I'm guessing it's FNAF. And at 10, Shirley Curry. Shirley Curry is better known online as the Skyrim Grandma, and is a YouTuber born in 1936, making her 86 years old at the time of recording. And she has over 1 million subscribers and over 22 million views as of May 2022. She worked as a secretary in a candy factory and for several years as an associate in a women's clothing department of Kmart before retiring at the age of 55 in 1991. But she retired before I was born. She got into gaming after her son taught her how to play the 1996 Civilization 2, aka Civ 2, and uploaded her first Skyrim gameplay video in 2015. After followers started a petition to include her in the following game of the series, the studio creators of the Elder Scrolls franchise, Bethesda, promised to include her as a character in the Elder Scrolls 6, and have since used photogrammetry technology to actually make her into a full-on NPC for the next game, as in like they 3D scanned her basically, which is absolutely insane and definitely a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. This was also after she expressed fear that she wouldn't be alive to play the next Elder Scrolls game, but at this point, Shirley, I'm worried about the same thing. It's meant to be a joke because that's kind of a sad thing, but yeah. Be sure you hit subscribe if you like videos like this and others, because, like, you know, subscribers help make me feel better about myself. Love you. And at 9, Tom Holland. I think you know who Tom Holland is, okay? And with his first MCU trilogy coming to a close, he's made a couple of more movies than just Spider-Man. One of those was the Uncharted movie, where Holland portrays a young Nathan Drake. This movie is depicting the character's earlier years of treasure hunting before the events of the games. And in interviews with IGN, Tom spoke at length about the making of the film and the vote of confidence that he received from Nolan North, who actually voices Nathan Drake in the original Uncharted game series. And he was actually talking about how there might be a future for this film franchise. But during this interview, he also spoke at length about other video games he was playing while on set, including The Last of Us. And if you don't want to include the whole Uncharted thing as Tom getting into a video game, all of his MCU suits appear in the Spider-Man PlayStation game from Insomniac, which released in 2018. But then it also got an update, which added the suits from No Way Home. So, boom. In multiple ways, Tom ended up getting into video games. And at 8, Henry Cavill. Henry Cavill is most well known for playing Superman in the various DCEU movies over the past years, and recently he actually started playing Geralt of Rivia in the Netflix adaptation of The Witcher. And he's also been going viral thanks to his admission of being an avid gamer. Not only did Henry grow up playing games like Warhammer 40k and World of Warcraft, but actually he was a fan of The Witcher games as well. And during the quarantine and lockdowns due to COVID, he ended up replaying The Witcher 3 on its hardest difficulty, and mentioned how he forgot how stressful it was. He rebuilt his PC, he even live streamed a couple of times too, I think. But honestly, that's incredibly cool to me. Like someone who is an avid gamer who would love to be in a video game adaptation. Henry has said that his dream gaming roles would be a Mass Effect adaptation or a Warhammer one, which is good because I want to save the whole Skyrim movie for myself thing should I ever get the chance. So yeah, back off my Dovahkiin, Cavill, okay? You already have The Witcher, let me have this. And it's 7, Good Times with Scars. Cat. This, I don't think, is actually a joke. Good Times with Scar is an American Minecraft YouTuber and one of the hermits of Hermitcraft. In 2001, Scar was diagnosed with a neuromuscular disease that affected his nerve cells and controlled the voluntary muscles in the body, which confined him to a wheelchair, but that doesn't stop him from being an incredibly upbeat and lovable guy. His content is great and I honestly really enjoy it, and his cat Jelly is kind of an icon on his channel, having her own merch, her own videos, and sometimes even changing the course of what happens in normal videos if she ends up doing something insane. But when Minecraft 1.14, the Village and Pillage update released, we got an expansion to the Minecraft cat designs. And one of them ended up being called the Jelly Cat, which, from the information I gathered via Scar's video on the subject, actually is meant to be the Minecraft version of Jelly. Not just like the same breed, but the actual cat, which is absolutely insane and also hilarious. I love that kind of thing. Honestly, if I could immortalize my pet in a video game, I absolutely would. Yeah, I get it. And at 6, Squid Game. Yes, if you don't already know, Squid Game is actually getting a real version, or well, as close to a real version as Netflix can legally do. The new spin-off series is titled Squid Game: the challenge, and according to the website where they are casting the show, which actually means yes, you can apply to be a part of this actual, hopefully not deadly Squid Game adaptation, says, quote, 456 real players will enter the game in pursuit of a life-changing cash prize of $4.56 million. According to Netflix, that's, quote, both the largest cast and lump sum cash prize in reality TV history. They promise players will, quote, compete through a series of games inspired by the original show, plus new surprising additions, which means that in essence, you can be on this list in a rudimentary kind of way, okay? Look, yes, this number is a bit of a stretch, especially considering the last few, okay? But come on, you have to admit that you kinda like the idea of this thing. And if you're a fan of the show and you end up getting on the actual real version, that's good enough for me and for this list. And it's my list, so that's all that really matters. Halfway through into number 5, Damian Haas. Damian Haas is an American actor, voice actor, gamer, and YouTuber, mostly known for his work on Smosh Games, and the Sunny with a Chance Disney Channel spin-off show So Random. I don't know if you've heard of Smosh though. I mean, they're kind of a big channel, but you probably know him from So Random, the Disney Channel show that couldn't even keep Sterling Knight happy. Anyway, I'm kidding, okay? Damian is hilarious, he's great. But Damian has actually been in quite a few games, including Fortnite, Fire Emblem Heroes, and the recently released Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes, where he is the English voice of Male Shez, the player character. Damian is not ashamed of his love for gaming, and he actually started off on Smosh's sister channel, Smosh Games, before being brought onto the main cast. Maybe that's what you're doing wrong, Tommy. But honestly, being cast as the main character in a game series you love is absolutely incredible. And maybe he wasn't actually like put into the game himself, but you know what? He's in the goddamn game, and that's not something to shy away from. That's not something to discount. Most of these are gonna be like that anyway, okay? I mean, come on, how many times has an actual game company put a full-on fan into a game? Not many, okay? Trust me, I looked hard. But these next few are pretty close. And at 4, Tyler Schultz. I'm certain that probably none of you really know who Tyler Schultz is, and honestly, I feel like he's okay with that, and maybe even wants us to forget about why we may know his name. But if that name sounds familiar, that's possibly because you know about the saddest Easter egg in any Insomniac game ever, or maybe even games in general. Yes, 2018 Spider-Man. I really wish that I could say that this is a joke and I'm just saying this because I'm sad and lonely, and while the latter is true, this isn't a joke. In May of 2018, fan Tyler Schultz tweeted out to Insomniac Games asking for help with proposing to his girlfriend, and Insomniac liked the idea. They asked him if he could wait until September 7th, the release date of the game, and interestingly enough, my birthday, and Tyler said that since they had just passed their 5-year anniversary, he was pretty sure she'd still be around. But life works in mysterious ways, and the two ended up breaking up before the game's release. Spider-Man still launched with the proposal in the game too, with Maddie, will you marry me, on a movie marquee in the game. And what makes it even worse, according to a now privated video, Schultz explained that 3 weeks before the game's release, his girlfriend left him to be with his brother. But according to the girl, the Maddie in question, she says that she felt like his mother in their relationship and that it had gotten toxic. So who knows who to believe. Getting close to the end, in number 3, Eric West. Eric West was a cancer victim who had been fighting for his life since he was a teenager. Someone who fought till the very end but didn't complain. It would have made sense if he had, okay? I surely would have. A tumor growing in your spine, a normal life being taken from you, I would have been bitter. I would have spent every day in misery. But Eric didn't. Somehow, after 2.5 years of fighting cancer, he still had a smile on his face. He sadly passed on May 11, 2011, but he was a big gamer, like all of us. Some of his favorite games included the Elder Scrolls series, so when the Make-A-Wish Foundation brought him down to Bethesda, Eric's knowledge of the series was so impressive that Bethesda took him on a far more in-depth tour than they had originally planned. And after expressing worry that he wouldn't get to play the Skyrim when it actually released in November of that year, Bethesda promised to make him a character in-game. And they did. Eric the Slayer, initially referred to as Eric, is a Nord who lives in the Frostfruit Inn in Rorikstead. Eric is the son of Rorikstead's innkeeper, and upon the completion of a tiny quest where you just end up giving an NPC money so that he can buy his son armor, the player can hire Eric as a follower and bring the new mercenary across Tamriel on another adventure, which is honestly one of the sweetest things I've ever seen. But ultimately, in at number 2, Markiplier. I'm pretty sure you all know who Markiplier is, and if you don't, welcome to the channel. We don't make FNAF content all the time. Subscribe, please, for the love of God. The most commonly seen FNAF gang, Markiplier is an American YouTuber with over 33 million subscribers. He's a gamer, a performer, and an actor, having multiple narrative videos mixed in amongst his gaming ones. It's a style and mix of content that I really admire and honestly aspire to one day achieve. But within the FNAF community, this man is a behemoth. Having played through every game, most popular fan games, and more, you can't really think of FNAF without thinking of this man as well. But mostly, that didn't really mean all that much. He was just another fan of the series. Until November 25th, 2019 at 9 AM EST. Yes, I have the exact time. When Illumix Official released the official launch trailer for FNAF AR Special Delivery, the FNAF mobile game. In the 2-minute long trailer, we see Markiplier being the one advertising the Fazbear Funtime service, which is the service that the game is based off of. It's unknown what character he's playing, but in all honesty, that doesn't matter, okay? It doesn't mean that Markiplier wasn't a fan that made it into the game, or I guess technically into the game lore, but either way, it counts. He hasn't been contacted about the FNAF movie, according to a recent Power Wash Simulator livestream with MatPat, but you know what? Still counts, Mark. It still counts. And finally, in at number 1, Technoblade. Earlier this year, in the summer of 2022, the Minecraft YouTuber known as Technoblade unfortunately died following his battle with cancer. Technoblade, whose real name was Alex, was a Minecraft titan and commonly seen as one of, if not the best PvP players in the game. His channel had more than 13 million subscribers prior to his death, and even other YouTubers like Captain Sparkles were afraid to try and take him in a battle. After his death, his channel uploaded one more video called So Long Nerds, where Techno's father gave the unfortunate news and read a note that Techno had written for his fans. Following the video, Minecraft's official Twitter account tweeted saying, quote, "We have been trying to find the words, but all of us here at Minecraft are heartbroken over the loss of Technoblade. He meant so much to our community and brought so much joy. He will be missed dearly." And also added a crown to the pig that appeared on the background image for the launcher of the game. After the release of the Wilds update, however, the background image ended up changing to reflect the new additions, but also removed the pig and the crown, which understandably outraged fans. So hopefully Mojang adds the tribute back in, since there still is a pig in the bottom left of this new image, but fans are now instead pushing for a name tag Easter egg that gives crowns to pigs that are named Techno or Alex. So hopefully we get something to honor the legendary creator. That's all the time we have for today, friends. Thank you all so much for watching. I have been in Shower Me Connor Monroe, and I'll see you in another video.